Hey everyone, so just got here to Creep I.E 2025. Just parked, so we're going to be checking out this convention. This is my first time attending this particular one. I've done Monsterpalooza out at the Pasadena Convention Center for the last couple years, so I know it's pretty similar. It's horror themed, some science fiction. They have a lot of celebrity guests from horror movies to do meet and greets with. I've pretty much been enjoying attending these types of conventions the last couple of years. So we're going to be checking out what they have there and see what celebrity guests I'll do meet and greets with. We're going to be checking out this convention and see what we find. This looks like the end of the line to get in, but it should be moving along smoothly. Alright, we finally made it in. It took about maybe half an hour. It was a pretty long line, but it's to be expected. They just opened. So this is where we're at. We're gonna go into the showroom and see what they have. Alright, and here we are. Got a lot of vendors here. Definitely gonna check out this little booth right here for some posters I'll have to collect. And over here, looks like we got the autograph section. So this is where they have all the celebrity meet and greets. So gonna be checking this out, try to get a couple signatures. Gonna check out to see if they have any Day of the Dead posters here. Got House of a Thousand Corpses, House of the Dead. So this might take a little while to see if they have it. So from that booth I was just at, I got a few posters, including a Dawn of the Dead one. I'm gonna try to get that signed by Ken Foree, one of the main actors from the original Romero film. So I'm gonna look around to see what else they got. These are pretty cool. Hello.
Do you know what I mean? It's like... No, we'll keep it both. Let me back it up for you. Any particular one you like more than the other?
Nice. Ooh, they got these pretty cool coasters. So this is one of the rooms that I'm in line for autographs. So this is where they kind of have some of the more popular stars. So over there, you got Marley Shelton. Right here is who I'm in line for, Roger L. Jackson, who does the voice of Ghostface from the Scream movies. Over there is Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, John Bernthal, The Punisher, Shane from The Walking Dead. And these last two, they're from the Saw series. They have Tobin Bell, who plays the Jigsaw Killer right there. And Shawnee Smith, who plays Amanda. So their lines are pretty long, no surprise. So We'll see how long it'll take to get to Roger L. Jackson. Just got out of line doing the meet and greet with Roger L. Jackson. Must have been in line for about an hour. So yeah, it was pretty long, but it was totally worth it. And super nice guy. And he, even like while I was sitting down taking the selfie with him, he was doing like busting out all the voices he's done, because also he did the voice of Mojo Jojo from Powerpuff Girls. So I was just like cracking up. We're gonna walk around more and see what else is there. Creepy Con. So over here, it's a little loud in here, but right here along this wall we have a lot of the actors from The Lost Boys. And over here we have quite a few actors from Terrifier 3. Jamie Kennedy's table is right over there. And I did a meet and greet with Ken Foray right over there. So we're gonna look to see which other meet and greets I'm gonna do. And it looks like we got a Krampus cosplayer right here. And one other thing, did you guys know that Tom Holland is at this convention doing a meet and greet? And I know what you're thinking, is it really Tom Holland? Well, you would be wrong. It is Tom Holland, the film director. So, silly joke, I know, but he was the one that directed the first Child's Play movie. So, little joke for you guys. Nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, so totally put that hanging up on the wall. Most people will probably call me crazy for that. Oh, and there's the man himself. This is supposed to be from Fright Night, I believe. Could be wrong. Sorry. That was a pretty cool exhibit. They had a few kind of props to take pictures and videos, so let's see what else they got on the floor. They got some pretty good art pieces here. That's the vendor. Got some Goonies here. Some 80s themed characters on here. Stranger Things, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Beetlejuice. I can even see Belport right there, the Luck Dragon. Some Garbage Pail Kids as slashers. And even Breaking Bad characters. Wow, they even have a human centipede. It's gnarly. Again, if you're a Goonies fan, these are pretty cool to have. They even got these pretty cool candles here. These are really cool shirts. Especially like the Alien one, Visit and Tour the Nostromo. These art prints look pretty cool. Ghost of Tsushima. We got some Naruto. I think this is supposed to be, not really too sure that character. This is really funny. Just like the X-Files. Sorry, there's like a glare there. I would think I would totally get this one. Got some stickers here, mystery bags. These are pretty cool. Here we got Freddy Fazbear right here. Got his theme song playing. Fully decked out. Got Sweet Tooth. It's supposed to be Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Yeah, we have everything you see. We do have stuff.
Ooh, this looks interesting. They got some kaiju related stuff. Let's see what they got here.
Hang of it. You know what to do.
And they got some pretty cool prints.
It's got some awesome stuff. I'm gonna send it to one of my friends if he replies to me. I'll put it back. Yeah. You want me to put it in for you or no?
Oh, that's for there.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. All right, man.
Got some new Nosferatu prints. A lot of Godzilla themed prints. So they had some pretty cool prints there, so maybe I might go back and check out to see if I want to pick up any, because I don't want to try to spend too much money on the first things I see if I could do a walkthrough and kind of decide what I want to get. And this is pretty cool. From Dusk Till Dawn. And they got these pretty cool prints. Got the Bride, Elvira, Sigourney with the Xenomorph. I think these are supposed to be blankets. Yeah, they are blankets. They're pretty cool designs. That mystery one, pretty cool. Friday the 13th. Got Pokemon, another Terrifier one. Close-up design. They got some plushies there, and they got these blanket sets. Love it. And they got these cool pillows.
We all do.
And you can pick a design. And right here, if you're brave enough, you can get tattooed here at the convention. Now, me personally, I'm still looking to add to my tattoo collection. Keep adding more to my sleeve, but you know. And over here in the corner, that's the guy who, I can't remember the top of my name right now, but actually his name's right here. This is the guy who plays the Toxic Avenger before he mutates, Mark Torgel. And he also, I believe he was the writer for that, so if you're a Toxic Avenger fan, he's here. These are pretty cool, Deadlight Customs. They do like these little 3D displays.
Appreciate it. Have a good day. You too.
Hello. this one's pretty cool. Good, good. I hope you don't mind me recording.
You want to come back here and take? There's more back here. You want to come back here?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. So the owner's nice enough to let me check out more of their displays. Sorry.
The ones in the back are all 3D.
Nice. So this is from Underworld. We have one right here of Scooby-Doo, but I think that's supposed to be Art the Clown. So pretty cool twist. There's another one of Terrifier. We got Nightmare Before Christmas. We got a couple of them, some smaller ones. Here we have, I think it's supposed to be Ghostface with Samara from The Ring. This is pretty cool. You have Neo from The Matrix facing off John Wick. We got a Hocus Pocus one. And these pretty cool lamps. Oh, that blade one looks pretty cool. We got Nosferatu, Dracula. Very fitting that they would be next to each other. Chucky and Tiffany with Sam. A couple of the classic Universal monsters.
The lamps are custom made. The base, the lampshades are custom made. The buckles are removable. They're all $35.95.
Nice.
Each lampshade coincides with the character or the movie.
Nice. All right, made it back to my car. That's the end of day one. I'll be coming back here tomorrow. Ooh, I'm a little tired, but I got some pretty cool stuff. There's one celebrity guest that I didn't quite get to on time because I was trying to find a poster for them to sign, but by the time I got back to the table, they were gone for the day. So I'll be coming back tomorrow. I've already seen mostly everything, but there's still plenty of stuff to look at that I missed out on. So we'll be back here tomorrow morning. All right, and I'm back here for day 2 of Creep I.E. So not gonna spend the whole day here like I did yesterday. It was a lot of fun. There's still like a few areas that I hadn't really fully explored yet, so I'm gonna go check that out just to see what I missed and see like what other cool stuff I might pick up. So definitely check out to see how today plays out. So let's go check it out. So I just did my last celebrity meet and greet with Javier Botet. He was the one that I didn't get to yesterday, so that was the first thing I did when I walked in, was trying to get him. He even signed my Conjuring poster. But later on I'll show like all the stuff that I collected from the convention. But yeah, I was gonna walk around for a little bit and see what other cool stuff there is. So out of curiosity, I wanted to go ask to see how much was the selfie autograph combo for John Bernthal. And yeah, it was a little too much as I would love to get his autograph in a picture, but right now it's a little too much for me and kind of staying within budget. So maybe next time I'll try to get him. Oh, they got these pretty cool pieces right here.
Do you guys have any questions?
These pretty cool bottle openers. I would so totally get this. And they got some plushies here. And even some tote bags. A lot of these vendors are on social media, so definitely check them out. They always got some pretty cool stuff. Got some brushes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And even some boards up there.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Did you get Art and the clown fighting, or you missed that media over there?
No, what happened?
They were just doing a whole show, like maybe 3 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
You can't be everywhere, you know. You can't just, be everywhere.
Filming some stuff, so.
Cool. There's a lot of stuff to look at. A lot of people,
Yeah.
dressed up.
I got this guy earlier,
Okay.
the Killer Jack. I loved it. So I kind of caved in and I bought like a set of coasters from that stand that I was talking to them for. Definitely show the coasters I got because it came as a set only, so at least I have a variety. And kind of lately I've been having an eye for coasters, so yeah, that's a little bit of an impulsive purchase, but it's kind of hard.
Are you getting these or just the print?
I'm getting the two.
So this is one of the rooms that didn't get a chance to explore yesterday, so it's mostly comic book related stuff and some VHS tapes. I got a pretty cool collection here. A lot of horror movie stuff, mostly horror. Some of these I used to actually own, but a lot of my VHS tapes have kind of been lost now.
Selling other stuff, and she had like a small little thing of VHS, and she had Scream, and I was like, I had to grab it. And
This is one of my favorite movies I used to rent from back in the day from Blockbuster Video.
yeah, but you're gonna go down rabbit hole with VHS, and I'm like,
And also,
upset because
I always remembered seeing this poster on the wall for the longest time as a kid.
and I got a VHS player from my dad. He was like, you have it, you know, it worked.
And they even got some DVDs. They even got the Monster Squad here for $100. It looks like this may have been like a rental tape edition. Some of their selections. I was never too much of a big comic book collector, but it's always cool just to see the covers.
Set, if it's not in there, someone might have bought it. This is probably that's like a one shot of like just a story like Ash versus Dracula. Yeah, and then it came out, the comic was coming out at the same time. A little bit, yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's so fast.
Oh yeah.
Got a few games set up. Street Fighter. And that's Rayman. A few GameCube. Not Game Boy, GameCube. Oh, okay, it's projected. That's why. I'm like, there's no screen, but it's on a projector. All right, we're pretty much all done. Just got back to my car. I think I was here for about 4 hours. So yeah, pretty much seen everything there was. Now I'll head home and show what's all the stuff I collected from the convention. All right, so I'm finally back home. Pretty tired, not gonna lie, but it was a lot of fun. This convention was pretty much what I was hoping for. So again, this was my first time going to Creep I.E in Inland Empire in Ontario. So I'll definitely, I would definitely go back to the convention again for next year, or maybe I'll go to the smaller one. I think it's called Creep I.E Aftermath Party. It's pretty much like a lot like Monster Palooza that I've been to already for the last couple years. Vibes are pretty cool. A lot of people there just geeking out and, you know, just celebrating our shared love of horror and genre films. So, and I got to talk to a lot of people, just people that I would be in line for any of the queues for the meet and greets. Even at the vendors, like I spoke to a lot of vendors about the cool stuff that they have. So I want to pretty much show all my overall haul that I got from this convention. It's always so tough to try to go in with a budget because you know, you could literally spend all your money there. The funny thing, the first item that I'll show is when you walk in, the first thing that they hand you are these, it's for an upcoming horror movie called The Fetus. I've not heard of it. And these are pretty much condoms. So pretty clever marketing technique, I guess. Make you terrified to get pregnant, I don't know. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool thing. So technically these were free, so you know, I just took them. So first item I have here is a Funko Pop of Resident Evil. And this is like the really big one. So most of the Funko Pops I own are like the regular sized ones. And I'm really trying not to buy too many of them because I have quite a few of them and I don't really have space to display them for now. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan and I don't have any Funko Pops of Resident Evil. So this one vendor that was selling like toys, collectible figures, had a couple of these. So this is the one of the Tyrant. This is pretty much like the final boss of the first game. And they had like a couple other ones that were the Hunters, which was just like another enemy that you face in the first game. And I wanted to get both of them, but I'm like, again, I had to try to stay within budget. And because these were the big ones, I'm like, well, I'll just have to like really discipline myself and just get one. So I decided to get the Tyrant since it was the last one that he had. Like he had 2 Hunter ones and I'm like, you know, I can always get those down the line. And the other figures that go with this series are right here. So we got Jill Valentine, Leon Kennedy, the Nemesis, which is my favorite Resident Evil enemy. This was the one that they had there, which was the big Funko Pop of the Hunter, of course the Tyrant, and the Licker. So there was another vendor that there were actually quite a few of them that were just selling nothing but Funko Pops, and they had the Licker. They had it encased, you know, like those plastic cases, they keep it preserved. But the only thing though was, as much as I really wanted to get it, it was like 80 bucks. And I'm like, that was just way too much money. These items, from another vendor, it's a coaster set. So lately I don't know why, I've been kind of into getting coasters. I have one at work, which is Halloween Horror Nights from not this past year, but the year before, of the two girls that get possessed in the Exorcist movie, the recent one that came out a couple years ago. So, but it's starting to fade out and stuff. So I got these coasters, and these are pretty cool. So they're kind of like made out of it's a kind of stone material. So these have the classic Universal monsters. So for this one, it's the Gill Man from The Creature of the Black Lagoon, the original Mummy with Boris Karloff, the Invisible Man, the actor is Claude Rains in the original, Lon Chaney as the Phantom of the Opera. So they had another set that had the other Universal monsters like Dracula, the Bride of Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. But I really wanted these because I had the Mummy and the Invisible Man. So, and I like all of them in general, all the Universal monsters. But this one had like my two favorite ones. One of the last items that I got at the convention was this pin. I've seen this vendor a couple times at Monsterpalooza. They sell like these customized pins that have a lot of horror movie characters, some cartoon characters, and I still had like some money left in my budget, so this was like one of the last items I got, which is Ghostface stabbing like a stack of VHS tapes. So these items aren't necessarily for me. I got these for someone. It's for a friend of mine, but I thought I'd still show them. So there's this other vendor that does customizable art pieces, and what he basically created were a series of garbage pail kids, and he basically turned them into slasher villains from horror movies. So these are the ones that I got for my friend. This one is of Michael Myers, and this one is called Psycho Michael. This one is Leatherface, called Saw and Sawyer. So it's pretty much him sawing someone's hand off, giving the finger. This one is Scream related, where it's basically Ghostface FaceTiming you, called Ghosted Ghostface, so pretty clever. Jaded Jason, so it's Jason Voorhees one, using a pitchfork and a machete. And the last one I got was Ready Freddy, so it's Freddy Krueger, and on the glove it's just like a bunch of random utensils, kind of like a pocket knife. I guess what's the word for it? Swiss Army tool. And my friend and her fiance collect VHS tapes, so I told them like I would go keep an eye out for any VHS tapes that they want. And the one that I got for them is a VHS copy of Ghost Ship. I remember seeing this in theaters, and this had like one of my favorite opening scenes, like with if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, where it's the wire that goes across the dance floor on the cruise ship, going through slicing all through the people. I always thought that was pretty cool. It's a total 2000s movie. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me, so I got that for them. And I decided to get one tape for myself, and I got Jurassic Park. It's in pretty good condition. I paid like 12 bucks for this, so you know, it wasn't too much. And also it comes with like a promo in here for I guess like for some like food items. So Jurassic Park's my all-time favorite movie, and I pretty much had like a huge VHS tape collection back in the day, but over the years those tapes have been kind of lost, so I only have like a small amount of VHS tapes yet, and a lot of them don't have the slip covers. Like I have a lot of Godzilla VHS tapes, which are incredibly hard to find nowadays, so I have them packed away somewhere safe. Yeah, this one was more for me. I don't know if I'm going to be collecting VHS tapes, maybe eventually down the line if I have the space for it, because it's already kind of hard to add more to your collection, like a different physical media. I have a lot of Blu-rays and DVDs, and VHS tapes are take up a bit more space. So, but yeah, maybe down the line I'll start collecting more VHS tapes when I have the space for it. Other item I got This is book. It's a Godzilla FAQ book. All that's left to know about the King of the Monsters. This was the last copy that the guy had on at his booth, because he was telling me that like people were just buying these like crazy. So I got lucky and I got the last one. But this pretty much has like a lot of the behind the scenes history of Godzilla, the creation, and then how it inspired like a whole genre, especially here in America in the 50s when giant monster movies were like becoming a big thing here. Right here it kind of has some art of the posters from the original King Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla is my all-time favorite movie monster, so I got pretty much all the movies on, well, quite a few of them on VHS, and then mostly DVDs and some Blu-rays. So this will be a pretty cool read down the line. So the first autographed item that I have up is headshot here. Well, not exactly a headshot, but image of Bagul from the movie Sinister. So this was signed by the stunt double who played Bagul on set. His name's Nicholas King. I'll pretty much add like some pictures on here just so you guys can kind of see the meet and greets I did with him. He was sharing with me quite a few stories on set, and how his father and brother are also stunt people. So he was like telling me stories about like how if you've seen the movie, how there's like that scene where you see Bagul in the bottom of the swimming pool, how that was actually him in costume underneath the water. Like they had like weights on his feet so he would stay below, and it just was always like one of the freakiest parts of the movie. But I guess like I'll try to get as much of the villains and slashers and monsters from all these movies. But yeah, Sinister was always like one of the more intense horror movies I've seen, and like that movie has a lot of jump scares, and I know jump scares can be a bit annoying, but this was one movie that like literally freaked me out with the jump scares, which if you've seen the movie you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Nicholas King, super nice guy. I was also telling him how like I really appreciate the work of stunt doubles. Like they honestly don't get enough credit that they deserve. This is for Thanksgiving, the slasher movie that came out a couple years ago, directed by Eli Roth. I didn't get a chance to see this movie in theaters, so I didn't watch it till like it came out on Netflix, but like I just love the movie so much. I've seen it a handful of times already, and the person that signed this for me is the stunt double. His name is Alex Armburster. Also super nice guy. He's done like a whole bunch of other stuff as well. I didn't know this, but when I went up to his table, and when you do these meet and greets, if you don't have like any stuff for them to sign, they do have like images, stuff on there, like of the characters that they played on screen for them to sign for you. I didn't know that he had actually played some of the zombies in the last Resident Evil movie that came out, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. And yeah, he said like he had a lot of fun filming that. In this movie, he was the person in costume for John Carver. He's basically the main villain in the movie. He's the guy, the one that looks like a pilgrim, and he has like that plastic mask on. Where it's pretty cool is that he signed it, and he even drew like a little axe here, which is basically the main weapon that he uses. And he even put a quote here. He doesn't speak it in the movie, but like his character says it, but it was done by a voice actor. Dinner is served. The posters that they had were mostly the ones that you saw in theaters, where it's John Carver standing in the middle of the street with the axe. But then I came across this one because it has a bit more of like the old-timey kind of 70s feel, which if you've seen this movie or if you know its history, this started out as a fake trailer in the double feature Grindhouse that Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino did back in 2007. And in between both movies, they show like a bunch of fake trailers for fake movies that were directed by all these horror movie directors, and one of them was for Thanksgiving, and that was actually one of my favorite ones. So it was basically like it is a holiday themed slasher. It's kind of crazy that it took so long for this movie to get made, and they're supposed to film the sequel sometime this year. So he was telling me that he wasn't too sure if they're going to ask him back, but he was crossing his fingers that they do, and I hope he does, because it's a pretty cool if you haven't seen Thanksgiving, I really recommend it. From Godzilla 1984, well, technically called Return of Godzilla in Japan. So I actually have the prints from all the Godzilla movies from the 90s. I got them at Monsterpalooza last year, and there's different variations of the poster, but The posters that I have that I'll show in a future video are the ones that are like basically hand drawn like this. So I had Godzilla vs. Biollante, King Ghidorah, Mecha Godzilla, Space Godzilla, Destroyer, the one with Godzilla vs. Mothra. But the one that I didn't have was Return of Godzilla. This was the first movie that kicked off the 90s era, even though technically this came out in the 80s. This movie was basically the 30-year anniversary. And it's one of my favorites. It's the first Godzilla movie I watched where I was actually legit terrified of him. I can finally add this to the collection because the guy who I bought the other posters from didn't have it, and this was from a different vendor. So at least now I can add this to the collection, and I just love the red and everything. Kind of looks like hell, right? But yeah, I'm just glad that I finally have like the whole collection. For Dawn of the Dead, so they had one of the original actors, one of the main characters from the movie by George A. Romero in the 70s, Ken Foree. So super nice guy again. Well, they were all really nice, so you're gonna hear me say like they're all super nice, but he was really cool. I was when I was up at his table talking with him, I was telling him how like the first thing I ever saw him in was in Kenan and Kel. So for any of you that grew up in the 90s watching Nickelodeon, Kenan and Kel was one of my favorite shows, and he was the dad on that show. I actually got this a couple years ago at Monsterpalooza, the first convention I ever attended. Well, horror themed. Basically, I'm trying to get as many of the Ghostface killers and actors to sign this for me. I already got a few signatures on here. Right here, it was signed by Roger L. Jackson, so he's the one that does the voice of Ghostface. He's done like a lot of other stuff too. He was the voice of Mojo Jojo and Powerpuff Girls, which I used to watch as a kid. He's done a lot of video games, a lot of animated movies, again, a lot of TV shows. So he signed his name, the role, Ghostface, and the quote, what's your favorite scary movie? Yeah, overall, he was a pretty nice, cool dude. But yeah, and of course, fitting that he would sign over the mouthpiece of the Ghostface mask, so very fitting. The other signature I got while I was there was for another Ghostface actor, and it was from Alan Robinson. That's the white marker right here, the white ink. So he was also a stuntman, kind of like with the other signatures I got. He was a double stand-in for Matthew Lillard on the first Scream movie, and he was in the second Scream movie. And if you watch the movie, in the opening scene with Jada Pinkett Smith when they're like in the movie theater, and the same movie Stab is being played on screen, the Ghostface killer sits right next to Jada Pinkett Smith. That's him in the costume. So that's why like there's no quote on here. I'll show you all the other signatures I got, but that's the reason why there's no quote on here, because technically he didn't have lines, but I still wanted to get him since he technically was also Ghostface. But he was also really nice. I think he was like one of the ones I spent the most time talking to, and I was telling him how Scream, well, I also mentioned this to Roger L. Jackson, where Scream was the first horror movie I'd seen to completion. So that was kind of like what was a bit of a gateway for me when it came to horror movies, because back then when I was a kid I was such a wuss and I was so terrified of scary movies. But the first Scream movie was the first one I ever saw the completion. The other signatures I have here so far are from the last couple of years. So when I went to Monsterpalooza for the first time, I got two signatures on this. This one is of Dermot Mulroney. He's from Scream 6. He plays Detective Bailey, and the quote that he put on here is, "Who gives a fuck about movies?" So that was, and he was also a really nice guy, and he was even so nice, he's like, "Oh, I hope the cursing's okay," and I told him, "Fuck yeah, like just go ahead and put it on there." The other signature I got that same day, Skeet Ulrich, who played Billy Loomis in the first Scream movie, and the quote I had him put was, corn syrup. The one I got from last year is from Melissa Barrera from Screams 5 and 6, and the signature that she put on here was, "Never fuck with the daughter of a serial killer." I'm trying to get as many of the Ghostface killers on here as I could. I know it's not going to be room for everyone, and plus I know not all of them do conventions, so I'll just take whoever I can get. Definitely Matthew Lillard, who does a lot of convention appearances. I'll eventually get his signature on here, but yeah, this is one of my favorite items that I have. So it's coming together. This poster of The Conjuring 2. The person that had signed this for me was Javier Botet. He's an actor from Spain. He plays the Crooked Man. and in the movie, there's one of the apparitions of the demon that's her like terrorizing the family in this movie is the Crooked Man. He has a very unique physique, kind of like with Doug Jones, who plays a lot of similar roles where he's very tall, very skinny. He was telling me how he always gets mistaken for Doug Jones. Yeah, again, overall, really nice guy, very kind. This was the last time I had signed. So, all right, well, that's pretty much everything I got. So I know I kind of babbled on, but yeah, doing these conventions are always a lot of fun. And eventually, like, I'll show some of the other items I've collected. I love collecting artwork pieces, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching my time at the convention. And, we'll see when I try to go to Monsterpalooza in a few months, what other cool stuff I'll get. Thanks for watching.